Strike while the iron is hot. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and our idiom, our expression, our proverb today is to strike when the iron is hot. Now, I got a hot pad, I've got a actually selfie stick that I never used because I didn't have any iron, and of course a pink hammer, because doesn't everyone have a pink hammer? When I moved out of my house last year, I let all the tools and things go with my son and my ex-husband. I'm like, I don't need tools. But then I kept one little pink toolkit. So I've got a little house set of pink hammers and pink everything. And it's like, pink is definitely not my color, but I guess it is now as I sit looking at a pink teddy bear, right? So strike while the iron is hot. What does this mean? It, of course, comes from the field of blacksmithing, or the profession of blacksmithing. It goes back at least as far as the 1500s, when blacksmiths would heat up a piece of iron, and then when it got red hot, they would of course put it on the anvil, and then they would bang and pound it into the shape that they wanted it to be, whatever it is that they were making out of iron or steel or whatever kind of metals they used back then. I'm not even going to pretend I know what they used. So we heat up the iron to make it malleable, to make it moldable, and then when it's on the anvil, you can make it into any shape that you want. So what does this mean to us in our lives and in our businesses? Because we use it a lot. I've used the expression, we'll strike when the iron is hot. That means get in gear, go take action, do it now while you've got the opportunity. You know, when we always want to be making good use of our time and good use of situations that come our way. Opportunity. A lot of people like to say, oh, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I say there's no such thing as a once in a lifetime opportunity, especially when we're in the present and we're looking back and saying, oh, if I would have bought such and such stock 20 years ago, I'd be a millionaire. If I would have done this business, married this person, taken this chance, this is how much better off my life would be. Nope. Don't know that for sure. You might have done that thing and it might have absolutely epically failed. So hindsight is not a good way to decide when we should have struck when the iron is hot. We need to learn, as business owners especially, to act decisively and to take action when opportunity arises. Will we take all the right actions? No, I don't know. Maybe you have, but I certainly haven't in my career and in my life and in my businesses, the different businesses that I've been a part of and that I have owned and operated and run. I've gone after different opportunities and they've fallen flat on my face, and then I've gone after other opportunities in a light way, thinking, oh, maybe this isn't really for us, but let's see what happens, only to win one of the biggest opportunities, the biggest deals in that business or my career. So we want to learn how to and make sure that we're acting decisively. We want to be openly looking for and open to opportunities so that when they come our way, we'll actually recognize and see them. I believe that we have around us all the time infinite possibilities and infinite opportunities swimming around our heads, swimming around us, but until we're ready, until we become the person we need to become, the leader, the business that we need to become, we won't even see those opportunities. They'll go to other people who are ready. They'll go to other businesses that are in a position to take and put that idea into play right now. And as we become more ready, as we grow and develop and get better at seeing opportunities, they become available to us and we take advantage of them. We also want to remind ourselves that this strike while the iron is hot reminds us to act, number one, take action, make decisions, make choices, but also to act now. The only time we can ever act, the only time we can ever affect change or do anything is in the present moment. I remember reading Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, or whatever it's called now. But whatever. I remember reading that and thinking, all right, this man sat on a bench for 2 years and wrote this book about now. So obviously the present moment and now is very, very important. And have I been living in the now? And I realized, no, I was pretty much living in the future, running and running and running for something that may or may not ever have happened. And it's a lot more satisfying to have your vision in the future, what you want, because we always want more as humans in the future, but to actually live and be present in the present moment. If I think back to all of the events and things that I actually missed, and even though I was there attending them because I wasn't paying attention. When I was at the kids' recitals, I was worried about work. When I was at work, I was worrying about the kids' sporting events or whatever thing I might have been missing at the time, or school, or the bus ride home, I don't know. All kinds of different things. And I wasn't as present as I could have been and should have been in those moments. Now, I can't go back and change any of that, but I can certainly learn from the mistakes I've made in the past and say, okay, I need to be more present. I need to pay more attention to what I'm doing right now. And guess what? I found that if I pay more attention to what I'm doing and I'm present in that activity and in that moment and in that listening, I get a whole lot more out of it. And I also get a whole lot more done faster than if I was only half-heartedly participating. So I had lots of opportunities to strike while the iron was hot. Some opportunities I took advantage of, lots of career changes, career moves, buying my partner out of the Italian food manufacturing business when I left corporate America, coming online a couple of years ago when I got divorced and divested myself of all the businesses I had with my ex-husband. I was like, all right, well, what am I going to do now? And it was almost overwhelming because there were so many possibilities and so many opportunities. And I sort of found the same thing online. You hop online, you're going to do something, unless you have a specific thing in mind, it's really easy to get sucked into and pulled into different directions. Different industries require faster action. So maybe you're in an industry that requires you to make really quick decisions and fast actions. I think of media and printing. I was in the newspaper industry as one of my corporate career stops. And the product was only good for one day. It was a newspaper. The newspaper was good for one day. So you got to be able to make really fast, quick, clear, concise decisions and make sure that processes and systems and people and everything click together on all four cylinders to get that paper out every single day and to make sure it was right. And there's other industries where they have, massive lead times. I think of Elon Musk and his space things, and electric cars and everything. They have a much longer lead time to create, so you have more time to make decisions and choices. But you have to decide to strike when the iron is hot. When the opportunity first shows itself, you want to jump into that opportunity. Because as much as people like to say there's room for everybody, and there is in the world, there's usually only one true industry leader in an area or in a niche, or in a market. And once that industry leader gets in and makes their foothold and makes themselves known, they usually end up with such an advantage that everybody else is just playing catch up and me too. So there's a couple of ways you can approach that. You can be that person, be that category king, be that industry leader, or you can create your own micro niche and kind of pare down to who you serve and what you do and specialize, and you can become the category king, the number one provider and the number one service or product provider in that specific area. And then if you get that number one position, it's a lot easier to be a big fish in a little pond, so pick the pond you want, than a little fish in a big pond. It's a lot more profitable. It's also a lot more fun. So I'd love to know your experience with this particular idiom or expression, strike when the iron is hot. Like I said, all of us, I'm sure, have stories about when we have taken advantage of things and it's worked out well for us, and then when we've said no and passed on things. Since 2010, I've said no to a lot more things than I've said yes to, but I think 2021 is going to be the year that I flip that around and I start saying yes to more things so that I can show up in a bigger, better way. All right, have an awesome day. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow for another interesting idiom. Proverbs, first 100 days. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it in your business to grow your business and in your life today? Because most of these are businesses, for most of us, our business is our life. So we want to be able to positively impact both areas. All right, have a great day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.